Welcome to part 3 of our trip to Vancouver and Alaska. In this short little video, I will cover embarkation issues and how we spent some time on board over the first day at sea. Please give me a like and a subscribe before you go on. Here's our stateroom. We were on deck 8, which is high enough to give us a nice view. Here we can see a ferry and a heliport. The ferry goes across the bay. There were at least 2 helicopters that landed and took off while we were there. They were pretty noisy. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoy aviation and watching aircraft of all types, so I'm going to watch this one as it takes off. First it tackies over into position, and then off it goes. By the way, off in the background there's a lot of smoke. Something in Vancouver was on fire that day. And considering their record, I know it wasn't their hockey team. Having been on helicopters a few times, I can tell you they're very loud, and they don't really fly so much as they beat the air into submission. Here we are, finally underway through the port of Vancouver. Off on the distance there's a huge yellow stack of what I've been told was sulfur that was imported or at least brought there to be loaded or unloaded on ships. The person who told me it was sulfur didn't make it clear whether it was arriving or leaving. Also off in the distance are the mountains to the north of Vancouver, including Grouse Mountain, that we visited on a previous video. Not only does Vancouver hold a very busy seaport, it's also a seaplane port, and we saw at least 2 planes land and take off while we were there. As a pilot, my bias is that airplanes are just much more elegant than helicopters. If something breaks, you can still fly them. This is a view of Vancouver from the stern of the ship as we left port. In the distance there was the Lions Gate Bridge, and this is Stanley Park. You can see the seawall that goes around the park. We were on that earlier in the day before we boarded the ship. That's in another video as well. And we sailed off into the sunset. If anybody's been on a cruise, you know, nighttime is not when the action stops on a cruise. We went to a performance every night, and we were encouraged to record some things and share it on social media. So here you are. After the show at 7, we had dinner reservations at 8 o'clock every night. After 2 nights and a day at sea, we arrived at our first day stop, Ketchikan. They call themselves the Gateway to Alaska.
We're in Ketchikan. It's a cute little town. Got mountains in the background.
Ketchikan has lots of interesting things to look at. The port is filled with a statue and a rain gauge. Apparently they get a lot of rain. This is the area in front of the ship where you wait to get picked up for your shore excursion. So this is a pretty cool multifaceted statue dedicated to the people of Alaska. The people who worked hard, made it a state, and the people who were already here, from whom a lot of things were taken, unfortunately. When the U.S. bought Alaska from Russia, it was known as Seward's Folly, because everybody thought there wasn't anything there. Needless to say, it's full of all kinds of natural resources, and probably the best bargain the U.S. ever got, at least from Russia. After we disembarked, we explored the port a little bit and then left for a shore excursion of sea kayaking. I'll put that in the next video.